The stories you've never heard.
Who did Susan Hill famously slap?
The jokes behind the jokes.
What would happen if I did a great big fart?
For the first time ever on Ash, Lachie, and Susie O'Neill.
That Chando just peed a pants.
We go behind the laughter.
Well. It's the end of a Wednesday show. Currently,
Hang on. Who's that talking?
It's me, assistant producer and audience engagement project manager, Lachie.
Full government position.
I know. Well, joined obviously by executive producer Alicia Foster.
Hello. No sign of Nick.
No sign of Nick, but we're just going to start because there's plenty to do post-show today, behind the scenes at least.
Nick normally jumps on the opportunity to be behind
I
the
know.
mic, and today it's crickets.
He's chatting supposedly, allegedly, with his AV union, I guess, co-member in Dylan, who's in at the moment, in I guess his booth. So I don't know what they're chatting about, but I'm sure, no doubt, that we're going to get Nick.
Rumour is they're talking about you, Lachie.
Well, potentially it could be. I don't really know. I've no doubt that Nick's going to roll in, be like, what's going on here, and then try and bring up something that we've already talked about on the podcast already, and we'll have to say, hey, we've already mentioned that. So
pre-warning, everyone listening.
Yeah, if Nick goes over any information, you have more than my permission and Alicia's permission just to skip ahead 30 seconds. You know, just go on whatever your podcasting app is and just skip ahead until we go back over the stuff that Nick's already addressed. Anyway, big show today. We had Robert Irwin. One of your favorites on the show.
Yeah, I love Robert Irwin. I love Robert Irwin.
Do you love Robert Irwin?
I love Robert Irwin. But, here's the thing. I didn't grow up knowing Robert Irwin.
No.
So, he's only really become in my sphere of... I always knew who he was.
Yeah, sure.
But, Queensland loves the Irwin. So, it's only the last year or two that I've been in Queensland that he's kind of been on my radar. And I'm like, guy's kind of cute. He's into it.
Here's a question, because he's almost 21.
Mm-hmm.
If Robert Irwin, you didn't have to interact with him personally. He had someone that was doing the arranging on his side of the fence, and you were doing it on our side of the fence. But let's say in a rom-com world, you've seen those Netflix rom-coms where,
of course,
it kind of happens. Robert Irwin, reaches out to you and goes, "Hey, do you want to go for a coffee?" Would you say yes?
Hell's yeah.
Okay.
I'm doing it.
The fact that you are, 6 years older than him...
Hey, there's bigger age gaps than that in the world, Lachie.
Hey, I know there's bigger age gaps.
He's a mature man for his age.
I know. I'm not saying it's a bad thing. I'm asking you whether that's an issue for you, because for some people it might be an issue.
In everyday circumstances, it would definitely be a massive red flag, but he's a special case.
Okay, so you're making an exception for Robert. Bob. No, he's not Bob. He's the full. Would you call him Rob? Do you reckon you'd?
I don't know.
Birdie?
I don't know what he likes. It depends what he likes.
Oh, I can see you, Nick.
What he likes.
Oh, I can see you calling him Birdie. Anyway, Robert Owen, great.
It was a really good chat.
Yeah.
There's a full, extended, uncut version on the podcast because behind the scenes peek, which is what you get with us, it was recorded yesterday.
What?
And it had to be edited down for the show.
So if you were listening live and you heard them bantering about whether he was 20 or 21, they'd already had that conversation the day before?
Already had it the day before.
Oh, my goodness.
Who'd have thought?
Ridiculous. We also had Tim Blackwell on the show. Very own, Nova's Drive's very own Tim Blackwell, hosting the Arias tonight. And you and I were both there at the ACRAs, which is the Commercial Radio Awards. We were there last year, where he didn't co-host the entire thing, but he hosted a segment with
him and Joel did a little bit, and they were funny.
He was very good.
Yeah, but he said today that he doesn't like prepping to be funny, especially for awards shows, because he normally always roasts people that try to be funny and aren't. So he's going to take it serious, which will be a very interesting side to Tim that I've never seen before.
Well,
serious Tim Blackwell.
I think because he loves music. It's one of his biggest passions. Yeah. And so he wants to obviously do the best job possible. And knowing Tim, he's still probably going to riff. There's still going to be some off the cuff.
Knowing Tim.
Yeah, well.
Lachie knows him personally.
Yeah, we chat sometimes. He came up
Mentorship.
Well, he came up once to do the show from Brisbane, and I produced for them. I helped them out.
Oh.
And my wife's... Well, because he came up for the Sony Foundation.
Oh, yeah.
And he came up with, when you go to the Sony Foundation, the charity lunch that Sony runs, they generally get goodie bags, those who attend.
I would know that one.
Have you been?
Yes.
Oh. What was in your goodie bag?
crap.
Oh, okay.
Sorry, Sony, love you.
Wow.
But I have, there was like gluten-free Tim Tams.
Wow.
Like earbuds and I don't know, just like loads of little random things.
Because when Tim flew up for the day, he literally flew up for the lunch, had the lunch, did the drive show, and then was flying on the first plane out of here after the show, and only brought like a backpack. So he wasn't going to take the Sony bag home. He said, "Hey mate, you can have this." And so I walked away with. I think he kept the headphones. Sony.
I've heard that they do. They usually put some very nice stuff in there.
Oh, there wasn't. It wasn't this year. Oh, that's not good.
I forgive you, Sony.
Well, the year that he did it, there was some Sony headphones that were quite nice that he kept. I think there was like a Blu-ray for a movie that Tom Holland was in.
Tom Holland.
I don't remember. It was like the Uncharted.
Oh yes.
Was that the one that was based on that video game? So I gave that away in our staff Christmas Bad Santa Secret Santa thing because I didn't have the need for it, so I gave that one away. My wife still wears the T-shirt, the band tee that was in there.
She got a T-shirt.
Yeah, you got a nice T-shirt. I want to say it was Bruce Springsteen. That's a bed shirt of hers, and every time she wears it, I think of Tim Blackwell. So we have a close relationship, you know. We're really good, and obviously, he's a great chat. He's a radio professional, but he's a great chat when he's on the show. It was funny hearing about the dressing room and how seriously he's taking it. So tune in if you're listening to this before the Arias tonight. 5 p.m. I think they said on Stan.
Yeah, on Stan, and then they're going to do a recap on Channel 9 later in the night.
Also, shout out to Mitch Lewis. I don't know whether he listens to this podcast, and I haven't said this directly to his face, but earlier this morning in the 5 a.m. hour, he was teasing the fact that we had Tim on the show, and he may have confused the Arias, which is the music organisation, the music
very
awards.
famous, the Australian music,
with the ACRAs, the commercial radio awards. So
got Tim Blackwell on later about the ACRAs, and everyone in the cars were like, "Huh?
Yeah,
the what?
What are the ACRAs?" And everyone in the office who was there at that point in time was going, "Do we say something? No, let's just save it for a podcast so that he, can just come across this himself." Coming up tomorrow, we've got Swaz. There's still opportunities for Swaz.
Only 2 spots left. So really, really make sure you registered because it'll be your final chance ever.
That's true. You're not a SWA.
I'm not a SWA. No.
Would you go if you got the call up?
What, to the Star? Hell yeah, that sounds great.
Yeah,
free lunch, free dinner, and free breakfast.
You wouldn't be there for breakfast.
Fancy night stay.
You'd be back doing the show tomorrow morning.
Well, maybe.
You'd be swinging past the kitchen in the morning, going, "Hey, can I get a breakfast to go?"
Yeah, definitely be doing that.
And they'd say, "No, we're not. We haven't started."
The kitchen doesn't open at crazy o'clock.
Exactly. And then obviously Big Bash Catch tomorrow. And I'm looking outside. I think we're gonna have to make an executive call at some point today.
Yeah, there's discussions about what to do with this weather and whether or not the Gabba will be playable. So we'll have to have some meetings post this recording.
Yeah, because I'm sure the Gabba probably wouldn't be too keen for us to tear up the field. The ground staff work very hard, and they're probably looking at the rain, going, "Oh, I'm not sure how good this is going to be."
Yeah, and then screw those Nova guys.
Yeah, and then to have those, some Nova listeners just running around. So, like, I can imagine Nick just doing a knee slide, absolutely unnecessary.
Oh yes,
yeah, 100%. Like he's probably the sort of bloke who
for the shot. For the
he's
video.
like, "Hey, I just want to film this, and I'm just going to slide and save the ball on the boundary."
Yeah.
And then the ground staff will be tearing their hair out, going, "Why would he do that?" So we'll have to make a decision.
Here he is now.
Here he is.
Whoa,
here he is
welcome
now.
in. Time to call this.
Just had a meeting of the AV union.
We've already said that. We knew that you were going to say that.
Yeah, we were saying that you're the type of guy that would do a knee slide across the Gabba if it was wet.
I mean, not with my knees.
Oh, okay.
I actually like having had chronic knee pain for many, many years.
Oh,
I forgot about the knee pain.
Get the tiny violin out.
It's the only thing I've whinged about for years and years. But no, I love seeing like celebrations of people doing massive knee slides. But every time I'm like, "Oh, I'd love to do that, but I just can't."
Yeah. Anyway,
so looking forward to that.
How was your meeting with the AV union?
Yeah, good. We'll be pushing back on a lot of things. The top brass just gotta keep fighting the good fight.
Oh, okay. There we go.
There's a lot going on behind the scenes.
Do you have a highlight of the week so far, Nick?
I was going to say my fellow AV union member Dylan actually making a rare studio appearance this morning.
He did.
Lachie buzzed into me, and
into
I was like,
studio.
"Yeah, no, I see it too."
I don't think I've ever actually seen Dylan interact with Ash, Lachie, or Susie in person.
like a
over
snow
year
leopard
here.
in the wild.
Yeah, and he just waltzed into the
Incredible.
studio and started having a chat.
It was strange. I did look across into the studio from my tiny little booth, and I was like, "Is that who I think it is? Is that the Dylan audio producer in the studio talking to Ash, Lutz, and Suze?
Crazy.
How bizarre!
How bizarre. So, that was him just setting up so everything shows timing's getting better, which it is.
No, well, it really isn't getting better because I could have had that
He had
teed
a
up ages
20-second pad.
Yeah, I really did. I really did. Should we talk about Throwback Throwdown? This is going to be the last Throwback Throwdown.
It is the last one, okay.
The last Throwback Throwdown.
Yes.
Going for Sarah Brightman and Andre Bocelli?
I wasn't really going for that either.
Were you doing like the...
You latched on to Time to Say
It just
Goodbye.
happened.
Yeah.
Did I? Oh,
That's
okay.
what I was thinking.
Oh.
It started pretty broad and then latched onto something.
Yeah. I was going to make a Latch thing. Was Rue Mental on Latch with Sam Smith?
No.
Or is that just...
No, who did
Disclosure.
that?
Disclosure?
Yes!
Oh.
Yeah.
Well, that's not a song...
It's still in my vintage here.
That's not a song from this year's Throwback Throwdown. 2014 is
This is the earliest year we do, right? The most recent year, right?
This is the most recent year, and
10 years is the rule.
We figured because it's Suze's final weeks, and this is the final Throwback Throwdown, we go to the most recent year, which I think technically she first made an appearance on the show in 2013, but we did 2013 too.
Yeah, we had to make sure she was good. So she's all right.
Anyway, these are the songs that the team have gone with, starting off with Ash, Cosby Sweater. I can't see this losing.
This had my vote.
Yeah, so this will have my vote.
I voted for this, yeah.
Next up, Susie, I think, is in second currently. She went with this one.
So I think that there's a couple of questionable picks in here in that, like, we still would play this.
Yeah.
I think, in the Nova rotation.
I've definitely heard it on Nova before, but I don't know how regularly.
It wouldn't be very high on, but...
No. Well, one song we definitely don't play is this one.
Yeah. This may be my vote because there's like Melbourne Bounce is the sound of this, and there's another song in here. It's Timmy Trumpet as well. Mm-hmm. This was, in the sort of EDM music, so this was massive. I remember going to the Reed Beach Party in 2014, and Savage just big, sweaty, got his towels, so many towels. That man went through so many towels in that gig.
I was laughing with you about the album artwork.
Oh yeah, please go to our story. Go and vote on our story, but the album artwork is just magnificent.
This is very 2013. Like, I feel like at the moment, pop music is going through a country music phase.
Oh,
yes.
yes.
It was 2013, we were going through that EDM, drum and bass phase.
Post-EDM, yeah.
Skrillex. Where's Skrillex these days?
Yeah, well...
I just saw a tweet from Skrillex the other day.
Really?
Yeah, he's just... I don't know, he's kind of like that guy. He's in that Godfather... Wow. He's in that Godfather sort of, I can now look down upon what we used to do. It's kind of nice. It's kind of nice.
I like the idea, not that I would endorse this, but I like the idea that because Skrillex and Elon have, Elon has a massive obsession with the letter X. And so, Skrillex kind of just...
You think it was Elon Musk in disguise?
Well, or Skrillex embracing a brand deal where the X in his name suddenly is the X that you see on the platform.
Blech.
Yeah. Nick doesn't like that.
No, just trying to follow your train of thought there. Yeah. I'm with it.
Yeah, he becomes an ambassador, and he doesn't add. It's like, hey, it's Skrill X. Get on. Anyway, it's not my best year.
That's okay.
Now Taylor Swift though.
This is one that's definitely still.
Yeah, and I forget that Errors was this year. Oh, sorry, but how much Taylor we played at the start of the year, where we went so hard on playing Taylor all the time. Every station in the country was just... I've heard a lot of Taylor this year. We need a bit of breathing space.
I do think
this is a good song.
It's a great song, but I feel like we would have gone better with... What was the other Taylor song?
Shake It Off.
Shake It Off.
No, see, Shake It Off did not...
I think this would have rated better than Blank.
Lachie, this sort of falls into one of my categories.
No, I know. I can see the disdain on your face.
I introduced a new category to Lachie this morning of songs that I hate for very arbitrary reasons. Songs that are meta about music. So any song that describes the musical process. If a song that refers to itself as a symphony, like we played some Veronica's, that was in this 2014 list. But also, I think my main one is like Guy Sebastian's Choir.
What about Bittersweet Symphony, the verb?
Yeah, I mean, it's got its own problems.
Okay, a song that I know that wasn't picked, but you will absolutely detest this one. Nick's taking his headphones off. He's walked out of the room. I'm glad to see that this wasn't picked.
You know how I feel about this, Lachie?
I know.
About Minions, about Pharrell, about everything.
yeah.
I did have to fact check this before I said it on the podcast, but you mentioned the verb. They're from Wigan.
Wow. Okay,
I was like, I'm pretty sure they are, but I don't want to say it on the podcast, and then it'd be completely
they'd be out there.
Another one that I feel like is in a similar zone, I guess, tonally, is this one.
So say
The anthem of all white people.
Oh, I love this one.
They did really well.
Oh no, it did. This was their the song that really launched them.
Who is it?
So to speak.
Who sings it?
This is Shepherd.
Shepherd.
Oh.
I mean, you don't have headphones on, so you can't exactly hear.
I can hear it, but
Yeah.
I feel like I don't know Shepherd that well. I feel like they're definitely more of Aussie music
I mean,
than they were in England, but I know this song.
One of our former producers, who I actually saw the other day, she popped back in, Bree. She's good friends with the Shepherd Girls. So
Okay.
I think when she produced on the show,
that's how they got in the building.
that was one of their ins
Hang
to.
on.
Okay.
Can we, like I just said, I don't really know anything about Shepherd. Shepherd's a girl band?
No. Two of the Shepherds. So there's two sisters.
George,
Oh,
Amy,
okay.
and the other one.
Yeah, I don't know their names.
No, the other one.
So,
I thought it was more of not a boy band, but I thought it was. I mean, obviously it's got a male singer.
Blue hair,
so.
blonde hair boy. That's how I remember them.
So there's 2 boys, 2 girls.
No, one boy.
No, one boy, 2 girls.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
They're all siblings,
Yeah.
and they're from
Oh.
Brisbane.
Yeah.
Is their last name Shepherd by any chance?
Yes.
Correct.
What?
Oh my goodness.
Wait till I tell you about Hanson. It'll blow your mind. Yeah, I thought it was very exclusionary as well.
Yeah. Anyway, any other songs that kind of piqued your fancy from this 2014
I
era?
have a list in front of me.
I was in grade 11.
I'm 21, 22 here. So
Really?
I'm going out a lot at this
Yeah.
period of time.
For me,
This was the year I left high school.
yeah, that would
2013?
Yeah,
Yeah.
2014.
Oh, so I just left high school. Oh,
Really?
A year after. Yeah.
This one, I think Buzz said it, even when we did 2014 early in the year, this song would never rate well in Throwback Throwdown, but it really pulled at the heartstrings.
Yeah.
It's a real bummer of a song,
It is
though.
a bummer of the song.
You're not voting for
No.
this, but it is a good song.
Suits
Yeah.
the day, actually. It's wet and grey.
That's actually you're
you
so
know
true.
wet weather songs?
Yes,
Put
this
this
is
song
just-
on and
just
just
hit
stare out
different.
the window
Yeah.
while it's raining.
it's, that
Water,
hook's
as water
very
like
short.
dribbles down the pane.
Here's another one that I love.
Good song.
Yeah, this is a great one. This should have got chosen by someone, I think.
Yeah, I would have
thought
thrown a vote
Lachie
behind
was
this.
going to go for it, and then he chose Taylor Swift.
Well, this because it also hit like the Aussie music quota for quite a while. Like these guys are kind of like what Kid Leroy is now. They are the band version from like.
What do you mean by the
Who's
Aussie
this?
music quota?
Who plays?
5 Seconds of Summer.
Are they Australian?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Are they?
yeah.
I thought they were American.
Australian music quota. That you have to play X amount of Australian songs per hour.
No, I was trying to get you to explain it to the people listening to the.
That was.
Okay, great.
Yeah. I just use the same tone as when I talk to you.
Yeah, great. So for those who don't know, I'm going to re-explain. Yeah, in radio there is a quota, a benchmark that you need to play a certain number of Australian music on.
Yeah, and it depends what your station is and where you're located and all that kind of stuff.
But you're right in that this definitely ticks that box.
Every now and then, yeah, the Aussie record company must be like, oh yes, we've got a boy band. We're on here.
I know that there's certainly artists that we've played on Nova that you might go, oh, why do they play this song so much? And
Filling
you
a
go,
quota. Yep.
oh, this might be a quota
Tick in a
filler.
box.
Yep. Ticking the box.
Now, I don't want to point fingers, but I think you might be able to work out if you listen to Nova fairly regularly what those songs might be. Another band that might also tick that box is this one.
Oh, John Wiggle.
John Wiggle.
Yeah, John Wiggle. One of the members of the Wiggles. Buzz's favourite Wiggle.
Yeah.
This is the band he was in.
What?
They're called Justice Crew. They were on I think it's
X-Factor.
right. X Factor? It was X
Yeah.
Factor, yeah.
Wait, the hot John Wiggle
Yeah, Hot John Wiggle.
sang this song?
Yes.
Yeah. As opposed to the ugly John Wiggle.
Yeah.
Well, I did, yeah.
His brother is also a music producer as well. Still, his twin. I think they're
this
twins.
runs deeper, does it?
It really does. I love how much we are informing Alicia about like the Australian culture and I guess music trivia.
Well, there'll be people listening to this that wouldn't know all these things as well. So.
Oh, I think most people would, to be honest.
All right. I'll turn my mic off.
Okay, we've had 2 almost storm outs on this podcast already.
Mail, are you listening?
Finally, another song that I would happily throw a vote behind is this one. It's a FIFA song, which is ticks a box for me.
Yeah, okay,
if it was on the FIFA soundtrack.
I just hear like seagulls here.
I understand what you're getting at.
Yeah, the duck. And well done to the duck. They've kept cultural relevance for a very long time.
That was a strong year for Australia. Like 2014 was a
good
big year for Australian music.
Yeah, I know most of those songs. So
I'm proud of you.
Yeah, no.
No, I'm voting Hoods.
Yep. Who are you voting for?
Yeah, the Hood. Yeah. That's I
what do you say?
I was trying to remember which one I did vote for, and it was that one.
I threw a vote behind Chandelier Sea just because.
Did you?
Well, it's I was at
She's an Adelaide girl.
Yep, I was a part of an a cappella band once.
That does not surprise me.
Anyway, we did a cover of Chandelier Sea, and that version is still, I think, one of the best versions of that song.
Your version?
No.
Oh, I thought you did mean your version.
Chandelier, Lachie's version.
No, we did a cover of another cover, basically. Someone arranged.
Can you do a Chandelier Gimp for Monday, please?
I'm gonna bring
in the game.
Okay, maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe I'll see what I can do. I'll see how much time I have between running the Big Bash catch competition and the other things that we have to do before the end of this week. Guys, there is only 6 shows left of Susie O'Neill.
Wow.
And that means that there is only how many chances to take her on in Smart and Suze?
12.
Well, no,
11.
11.
Oh.
11.
And it's 11 more chances because we're
we wouldn't do a 9 o'clock one, would we?
We're not doing a 9 o'clock one next Thursday because we'll be giving away the BYD Atto 3. So 11 more chances to get in the draw for that too. Any final thoughts, any final observations on this week?
I have none.
Wow.
Oh, it just says it all.
There we go. We'll catch you on Friday. And across the break, actually, quickly, do we have any plans for podcasts?
That is in discussions.
There's discussions,
great. We're just going to do a producer's podcast every day?
Live.
Yeah, great. Unreal. Well, we'll catch you on Friday for another episode of the Producer Podcast. And enjoy your day.
Bye.
Bye.